Hey everybody, Chris Collard here with Gone Jeeping. I am in Moab, Utah with like a super special person that I just met like 48 hours ago.
Yeah,
Maria.
and now we're buds.
Yeah. So why do I think she's super cool? For one, we first noticed her really, really cool 110 Defender here in OD green, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Rick Payway and I were like checking it out. She was sitting in the window with the window up. And we came over and I was like, can you roll down your window? And she's like, who are these creepy guys?
Locked the door.
And then what happened?
And then you asked me for pictures of it.
Right.
And to check it out. And yeah.
Right. So there's a backstory though. You know, with any cool rig like this, there's always a backstory. And that's kind of what I was interested in. And I heard what it was and I'm like, wow, this is actually a really cool story. So you have a social media following. Your channel is Roaming Reckless.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it.
So I'm on a 50-state road trip with my dog Blue.
We love Blue.
Here. Yeah, and we're just living out of this Land Rover Defender 110. It's a 1997. I just had it imported from the UK a few months ago. It's been a dream rig of mine, so happy to finally have it. And yeah, just me and the dog traveling to every state. And yeah, we'll be on the road for a few years.
Wasn't there a song like that? Me and you and a dog named Blue, right?
Yes.
Might have been before your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna have to look it up.
Yeah.
So we found each other,
mm-hmm.
and suddenly she's like hooked up with the Gun, Jeep, and Cruise. So we went out on a trail ride today.
Yep. I almost crashed into Rick. It was great. Learning my way on the road and what 4 low means. So yes. Yeah.
And yesterday we went out and did a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Today we did like the iconic Moab diner breakfast. Maria had never been there.
Here with this awesome.
Is that okay?
Yes, it was very good.
All right,
yeah.
Get your approval.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Gold star.
So tell us. I mean, tell us the backstory.
The backstory of what? Where do you want me to start?
Travel. It's like not when you were born, but like when you just decided, you know what, I'm going to take off on the road.
Yeah, so I was just traveling a lot, going in and out of Europe, and then I got Blue. So he was the catalyst to the 50-state road trip because I couldn't leave him every other week to go to Europe because he was a puppy. So essentially I just found a route that went through all of the lower 48 states, like the most efficient way you could do it. And I was like, hey, I could, before it was cool to, I was like, I could live out of my car with the dog and I could still travel and bring the dog. That's my solution. And so the 50-state road trip was born.
Mm-hmm. But the car was not a Defender.
It was a Subaru, which I traveled with for years.
She lived in a Subaru for how many years?
Well, I did it consistently for about 3 years, took 2 years off, and then got the Defender.
So yeah. I know this is Gone Jeeping and it's a Jeep site, right? Yeah, but you got to check out Roaming Reckless because I looked at some of your videos and it's like you're in the back of the Subaru, it's night, it's snowing, you're in a Walmart parking lot, you got your jet boil going.
Yeah, my little Matchbox, yeah.
Yes.
It's crazy because when I got the Defender, you get so used to the space you're in, and then I would see like old footage of me at the Subaru, I'm like, I don't know how I did it. It's like crammed.
I was watching, I don't know how you did it. She must like the cold because you were like running around and like what you're wearing now, and it was like I don't know, but it was 17 degrees or something. And you're running around in the parking lot of a Walmart going, I loved it.
Yeah, I'm from Michigan. We love the cold. We're from the north, you know? And Blue does too, all that fur.
So tell us about the vehicle.
So it's a 1997 Land Rover Defender 110. It was a special vehicles build, ex-military, served in the Royal Air Force.
Nice.
So it's got the ravens on the doors, and so I named him Poe, like Edgar Allan Poe, the Raven.
The Raven, Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah,
so I like it.
Yeah, so ex-military mod, and it was just what I was looking for because obviously with a 26-year-old vehicle, I needed something low mile, well-maintained.
How many miles did it have on it?
I bought it with 62,000 on the clock. Wow. Now it's got almost 73.
Okay.
So
how many states does that represent?
I took it from Michigan down to Louisiana through Texas, New Mexico, up through Colorado, and then came here. So when you saw me and I had icicles,
yes,
that's because we were in negative 10-degree weather in Colorado the day before.
And that was one of the things I thought. I'm like, okay, right-hand drive, Defender 110. It's obviously imported. It's OD green, and it's got chunks of ice falling off of it. I'm like, this person's been out doing it.
Yeah, yep.
That is super cool.
Yep, we were in the mountains of Telluride, negative 10.
Beautiful area. So Defender 110, I know you're Jeep guys, but Defender 110, this is like, it looks like an ambulance, but obviously military vehicle. Do we know what it was used for?
I believe it was in the maintenance division,
Of
of the Royal Air Force.
Yeah, highly desirable vehicle. It's got a 2.5 liter, it's called a 300 TDI, and it's 2.5 liter. It cranks out a massive 111 horsepower and 195 foot-pounds of torque. But it's
Is that
crazy
it?
because
111? That's
horsepower.
Dang,
According
that's
to
why
specs.
I can't. Yeah, that's why I can't get
Yeah.
up to speed.
But
Yeah.
it's like super torquey and like it's got a manual transmission, which is awesome. Yeah, and a center diff lock
Yes.
and a low range. So
Right, which you just taught me how to use. So
do you want to do a walk around on the car?
yeah, let's do it.
It's a right-hand drive. Let's check out the cab. I'm gonna look at this thing.
Yeah,
Love it.
so there's not too much to my little cockpit here. I've got a JBL speaker up here because obviously no radio speakers, anything like that. It is a military vehicle, so it's all stock. But yeah, I've got this cool little gadget down here so I can lock up my clutch and keep people from stealing it.
What's that called?
ARD case. So in the
just ARD case, not hard case, ARD case.
with an A. Yeah,
That is awesome.
in the UK, Defenders are notoriously stolen.
Mhm.
It's a very easy to steal vehicle from what I have heard. So a lot of people would hook them up with things like that.
Do you mind if I get in?
Oh, go for it.
So for those of you that are not Land Rover aficionados, one thing that's awesome about Land Rovers, especially Defender, it's got a nice wide console here. And when you close the door, what's not really amazing is that your shoulder, if you have shoulders, is outside the window.
If you have
So you got to
shoulders.
be a really good driver. You got to drive at the 9 and 3 position instead of like 2 and 10. And don't think about getting down here at the 6 o'clock position because unless you got really short forearms, it's not going to work. This is great though. I drove a Defender around Cambodia and an old Range Rover Classic in Kenya, and it's like I love these cars.
Yeah.
Plus, it just looks like
Cool.
looks badass. It looks like cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's move around back. Oh yes, lots of room in that cab. You got BFG KO2s on it. That's awesome. How about this rack?
So this is a Baja rack.
Did you put that on?
I did, yes. So it was like one of the only ones that I could find for this make and model. But yeah, I love it.
You got a pod up there, and I think, is that a solar panel I see over the top?
Yep, so I've got solar power, a solar panel connected down, runs through the passenger door, and then it connects into my solar power generator on the inside.
Nice. And you got, one thing I like about this, it's they like kind of like the ambulance style that they did, except the doors are different. It doesn't have the rack, the beds on it. But you're going to find when you're traveling internationally, anywhere, you don't want people looking in the windows. It's like you want a solid side. So anybody that's doing that, especially in Central South America, Africa, it's like they black out their windows, and you've already got it done. So let's.
It did take some getting used to for me driving though, because I went through a stage where I was backing into stuff because I couldn't see.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
So yeah,
looks like it's faring pretty well though.
Well, I had to replace the lights, but we won't talk about that.
So you got the Baja rack. I see a high lift jack over on the other side.
Yep, and I also put the ladder on so I could get up there.
All right. And if I remember, you said that you're learning how to do all your own work on the vehicle.
Yeah, so it's important to me to do all of my own work to it. So, like I'm doing all the oil changes, and then what I plan on doing is when it does break down, I want to work with shops that will let me do some of the work or will teach me it along the way if I don't know. Like I want to be self-sufficient and know how to fix my vehicle. Not rely on men.
Yeah, not rely on men. Oh, good. So you live in here. Can we check? Can we?
Yes.
Can we look at the abode?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's check this out. Tell me about that. This looks really comfortable.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got your bed here. Tell us about.
So yeah. So the truck came to me completely blank, and I had a friend. He pretty much did the whole build. I say he helped me, but I'm not a carpenter. Which I can pull out, and it sits on this lip area right here, so I can have 2 people sleep back here.
Expands the bed.
Yep. And I really just made this so my mom can come camp with me.
Of course.
If she ever does. Yeah. My Jackery solar power generator, that's where the solar panel connects to, so I have power all the time.
So what do you do for entertainment?
What do I do for entertainment? I edit my videos.
You edit videos.
Yeah, I don't really, well, that's not true, I read.
You read.
So I have my little library in here. And my carbon monoxide alarm and some odds and ends.
What about these guys?
These are my little mascots. So I have a stuffed Blue.
It looks like Blue.
And then I have a stuffed Poe.
Everything under here is all storage for
Yeah, like cookware,
dirty
I have
clothes
clothing, and yeah, stuff like that.
And you have storage boxes on the side.
Yeah,
so were
lockers
those,
on the outside.
Those were already there, right?
Yes.
Okay. What's on this side?
This side is dirty clothes and Blue's food.
Okay.
So that's all smelly stuff I try to keep out of the
that
rig.
Close, all right.
Yeah.
Because on the other side?
On the other side is all camping gear. So propane.
Okay, all right.
An axe.
Wow.
Bear spray.
Yeah. But I'm looking back here. I see a whole bunch of baseball caps. Are you a baseball cap collector?
Yeah, I usually always have a hat on. So I have my lovely little collection back here that's always hanging.
Yeah. Oh, and of course, check this out. With blue hair. This is Roaming Reckless. So you have merchandise.
Yeah, roamingreckless.com. You can get your hat.
Really?
Yourself.
That's where I get one?
Yep.
That's pretty cool, guys. Like,
there you go.
Doesn't fit. No,
yeah.
You really don't want to put anything on this hat. It's really grungy and old. Wow, that's pretty cool. And does it come with blue hair? And blue probably has its own following.
Blue does. I feel like actually the following is just Blues. I'm just, my audience calls me Blues film crew. So really, I'm just here to capture him.
Somebody's got to drive him around.
Yeah, but if you buy your own, it does not come with blue hair. But if you meet him in person, I'm sure he would lend you some.
I can attest to that.
Yes.
I have blue hair right here. Yeah. All right. Wow. Well, I'm super envious because I'm still, I know you work hard at your channel and being famous and stuff, I guess, but.
Not famous.
But I'm envious. It's like being able to just like take off for 6 years now.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to be 6 years this year.
When you finish, this is the question. When you finish the 50 states, how long do you think, what is that going to take? How long is that going to take?
I think it'll take me another year and a half, 2 years, depending on how much I like certain states. Like I spend more time in the states that are bigger. Right. Alaska, I plan on spending 5 weeks at least. So yeah, I guess if I really like a state and I want to stay there a few more weeks, it might extend the year a little bit. But
so there's an old adage that time is the traveler's friend. And this other one, it's like when you come to the fork in the road, take it. Yeah. Right. And that's one of the wonderful things about traveling is that you might talk to somebody in a Mavericks gas station and they'll say, hey, you should go do this. And you're like, oh yeah, well, I don't have to worry about a co-pilot with me deciding that do you want to go check out this waterfall or go do whatever. All you have to do is look at Blue.
Yeah, he's like, let's go. Sure.
He's like, I'm game. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Wow. And so year and a half, 2 years down the road, what happens when you get done with the 50 states?
I'm still figuring that out, but I definitely plan on going international, shipping the rig wherever I decide to go. New Zealand and Australia are 100%, the UK as well, obviously, are 100% on the list. But I also might go down to Patagonia. I don't know. I got to decide. We'll see what happens in 2 years.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
The whole Central South America is amazing. But so are Australia and New Zealand. I spent time in both places quite a bit. And yeah. You would love it. Yeah,
New Zealand is #1 on my bucket list and has been for years. So I might just stay there. I don't know.
You can't stay there permanently. I can tell you about that later, though. There are some rules because I looked at it.
Oh, did you? Yes, yeah, you wanted to, didn't you? Yeah.
So, so this is the thing. What do you have? What can you tell somebody out there that is just like jonesing to get out and do something? They dream about doing something like you're doing, but they're kind of like where they are and what were the hurdles of like jumping off the bridge?
What are the hurdles or what advice would I give them?
And what advice would you give them?
My advice would be that life is way too short and you only get one and there's no do-overs. So don't waste time wondering about what if and just not living life to its fullest, and pursuing your passion. Life is too short. That's what I always tell my audience. Life is too short. You just got to go for it.
Too short for television.
Yeah.
That is what,
Yeah,
life
right?
is too short for television.
Just do it. Yeah, you're going to have hurdles.
But not YouTube, unless you're watching Roaming Reckless.
Watch Roaming Reckless on YouTube. No, but life is like too short to just be unhappy or feel unfulfilled. You only get one. So you'll have hurdles. Stuff's going to go wrong. Like, if you watch my channel, stuff goes wrong all the time. But it's just like, have a positive outlook. Keep on going, Yeah.
Things could always be like a lot worse. So
always,
right?
Yes.
And you can always look at what's going to be better.
Right.
So
it's about your mindset.
In your leotards or whatever you're wearing, running around. It's like it was so funny to watch that. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. This is awesome. We are with Maria from Roaming Reckless, and check her out because should be an inspiration to like everyone out there. Love it.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time.